Hello. Hi, everyone. Well, Jenna, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Ali Jabbour, and I'm the founder of the Girlfriends Club. And welcome to Girlfriend2Girlfriend. I'm excited to share this evening with you as always. And as you can see behind me, I've gotten the house all ready for the holiday season, which for me just brings just so much joy to my heart because I love all the festiveness. But especially this year, it's been so tumultuous for all of us, and we're going to talk about that, Jane and I. So please welcome my guest, Jane Hanson, who will be joining us from sunny but chilly Florida.
Very chilly. I was trying to do this outside by my fire pit because actually, when I rented this house, I'm like, fire pit, Florida, like who needs that? It's 47 degrees.
Yeah, you need it. Yeah, and I'm not going to say, wah wah, because it's 31 here in New York.
Yeah, well, you don't look it. I do. Here's welcome to my beautiful Christmas decoration.
And
I
you know,
haven't done much yet because all my stuff is packed away in storage. So
well, there's some simplicity to a beautiful poinsettia. I mean, I know
beautiful.
you're disappointed that you don't have all of your things, but I want you to know that it took 8 hours to get this all done in my house.
So I have a question. Are those two? Is that a wine cellar that's over next to you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a wine cooler. Yeah.
Okay, because because I thought maybe there were two stoves in a row there, but okay.
Oh
And I
no,
love
that
those
would be.
houses up on top of the refrigerator. They look really cool.
Oh, thank you. That's the Dickens Village. My mom started a tradition with the kids that every Christmas she would take them shopping, and one of their gifts would be a new house from
Uh-huh.
the Dickens. So we have quite a few houses because she always caved because they'd be like, but grandma, we want this one and this one. So we have a collection downstairs. But traditions are so nice.
They are.
And after my mom passed, I tried to keep, the tradition going after my parents passed, for the kids. So,
As you should. I think even like for me, it's even the food that we eat in the holiday season is all about what they started and what we did as little kids, and we just kept it going.
it's
So
so true. And I know, we talked about as I was we were talking before was getting my hair cooked last night. And while I was getting my hair cooked, Jean and I were talking about the show, and I said to her, I think it would be really appropriate to talk about, the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows, surrounding the holidays and how do you get yourself up, especially this year. I mean, I feel like I'm saying that a lot, especially this year, especially.
well, but it's true. I mean, this year has been extraordinarily difficult and for everybody. And then, and especially the uncertainty of what we're actually going to do for the holidays. I mean, I don't know about you, but this time of year is usually full of parties and dinners and lunches and all kinds of really fun, super cool things. And you know, I was actually planning to go see my family in Minnesota this year because I don't do it very often, and mainly in the wintertime because it's so darn cold out there. And my brother's been begging me, so I said, you know what? I'll come this year. And my niece is pregnant. She's probably going to give birth probably about the 29th of December, probably the 31st at 11:30 p.m. Hope
Fun.
for her for the tax deduction. But anyway, so we talked about it, and then my brother goes, "No, you can't come." I go, "You beg me every year," and he said, "Well, this year you're not invited," because he was
COVID.
worried about her.
Yeah, of
And
course.
and we all know that now in the Midwest, there's a whole big outbreak of COVID, worse than we had it, originally in New York. They're experiencing now what we had so long ago,
Yeah,
and probably.
the uptick is great. And so that's kind of a bummer, looking forward to doing
Yeah,
something like that.
it's a bummer, but at the same time, you totally understand it. I mean, we're all going to be missing people. We're all going to not do the same things. And even, when I was a kid growing up, we'd be surrounded by family. I mean, I have tons and tons of cousins. My mother was one of 11 and my father was one of 10.
Oh,
So we had a lot of family.
yeah.
And, over the holidays, it would be just grouping after grouping. I can't even imagine they'd be turned into the police multiple times by now for the amount of
Yeah.
the gatherings.
But that's part of the malaise, right? Because I too have a big family, and thinking about the holidays and not seeing everyone. And I just feel like the stressors are really at heightened right now. And I know, so last week after the show, I had to run out because I have this horrible flare up of TMJ. And for those of you out there that have ever experienced it, I haven't had this in like 20 years. And the doctor's like, well, you must, it's all stress related. And I'm like,
Wow.
stress related. And, my day job is hard. Like it's a long day and, nothing's easy, right? And no one has it easy. And I don't profess it to be easy. I mean, I put on this sparkle top to kind of like perk things
Yourself feel
up, but
better. Yeah.
you know,
Well, so what do you do for TMJ? I've never
well,
had it.
so they say it's brought on by stress and grinding. Now she didn't think that I've been grinding, so she thinks like I must be like tensing when I sleep, my mouth.
Yeah.
So it hurts like the bone here. So she was doing this release like inside my ear to like relax this
Inside
part.
the ear?
And yeah, inside my ear. And then she goes into your mouth. It's like very strange. And it gets almost more sore, but I still can't chew. Yes, it's a wonderful diet, but it's the craziest thing.
Yeah, but
So
you also can't work out. So,
yeah, and that part's really hard because I'm sure if many of you understand, that there's this incredible benefit mentally to working out.
yep.
So it's such a release of the stress and the tension and now it's like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Even she said I could try tomorrow doing maybe the elliptical or something, but it's really hard. I want to get back to it. So we'll see.
What are you eating? Like baby food? Mashed potatoes? I
Yeah,
mean,
I am the soup queen. Tonight I had some pasta. I lived on the edge, and Popsicle makes the best sugar-free fudgicle that you've ever had in your life. I think I've had a box this past week. They're 40 calories, no sugar, and they're divine. But how many can you have when it's 30 degrees outside?
I don't know. Just put the heat up really high and
Yeah,
pretend you're
exactly. You know,
someplace else.
So,
That,
I know I'm not the only one suffering with, stuff. It's not
so
easy.
that earlier back in April and May, I've got a very bad case of vertigo, which I've never had in my life. And it was the weirdest thing because all of a sudden you get this incredible dizziness. And the worst part was I held my daughter's dog up, which weighs less than 8
No, I
pounds.
was going to say tiny.
Yeah. So, and held her up, and I literally fell on the floor because the vertigo was so intense when I looked up. And that's when I knew there was something very seriously wrong. So obviously I went, and it turns out it's crystals in the ear.
Crystals.
That we have crystals in our ears, and apparently they get out of line. And I had to have this weird thing that they do to your neck, and they twist you all around. You feel
Mhm.
like what was that? That The Exorcist.
Yeah, okay,
I felt
nice.
like my hip,
Yeah.
but and so I'm wondering what, this is so weird. What happened? And it was literally caused by stress.
Mhm.
So it's kind of, and it was just awful. And
Yeah.
I can't. Well, you just were, when you're so dizzy and you can't figure out, it just was really scary. But that's what's going on. I think I wouldn't be a bit surprised if every single person that's like watching us right now has exactly something like that going on in some weird way, whatever it is. Maybe they're eating too much. Maybe they're not eating. Maybe they're when they exercise, something odd happens. Maybe their feet hurt. Maybe they have neuropathy. I don't know. There's just, everybody seems to have a little something different that's happening to their body.
It's so true. And I've heard many stories. And I think, you know, it's now, we're cycling in yet another season with COVID,
Mm.
right? And we were, all hoping that maybe we'd be at the end of it now. And now it's another set of stress, right? Because we're not back to normal. Sleeping patterns have changed. People are working with their toddlers. Nothing is easy or understood, right? It's all a complete crazy dare I say, shit show. But it
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
I can say that
Nobody's gonna come in here and there's no police here.
there's no police, but
There should be, but there aren't.
but like you said, some people are, drinking too much, eating too much. I think what we have to do is laugh more,
Mhm.
have to give each other more smiles and more hugs. And I miss all of that. And when you're talking about the holiday parties, I'm thinking, last year I was like, I can't go to another one. I just can't. And now I'm like, please, I just want to go to one.
Just one, just please one, just one somehow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
And there's so many studies being done now, right? Because of the isolation that people are feeling.
Mhm.
People are feeling isolated. And, how do you overcome that? There are people that live alone and would go to the office for their social life, right? That doesn't exist anymore.
I know.
Or for now, it doesn't. It's
I know.
strange.
That's why, this whole, as somebody said to me the other day, though, that with this advent of the vaccine coming in, did you see today that
Mhm.
this 90-something-year-old woman in Britain, I think she was 98, was the first person inoculated with the vaccine. And so you think, I just need to be good for hang on for another 2 months, 3 months, just hang on, hang
Right.
on, hang on. And I think that's what we're all knowing we have to do. And it's just hard.
It's hard, and we don't want to be disappointed. We want the vaccine to work. We want this to be a means to an end. And we hope, and I certainly hope that there's no crazy side effects. That's the other talk, right? Like, what's going to
Right.
happen? You're going to grow a third eye. You're going to lose your hair. What are the side effects? The conversation is really vast.
Okay,
So
but so if somebody called you tomorrow and said, Allie, I have a dose for you right now, would you take it?
I don't know, Jean. I know,
Well, I
right?
would. And I've been teasing people that if I saw a Pfizer truck going down the street, I'd heist it.
I
I'm
don't
serious.
know. Like, I want to say, yes, I'll take it, but we don't know enough about it,
Well, true.
right?
On the other hand, I mean, I've talked recently to a lot of people in the pharmaceutical industry. I've done some training with some people, not that they're necessarily involved in the vaccine, but some of the things that they reminded me of when I've asked them these questions is think about the measles vaccine, think about the polio vaccine, think about the smallpox vaccine. Smallpox was eradicated. I mean, we didn't even know from smallpox, but
True.
when our parents were little, right? I
Yeah.
don't, smallpox was a
A
very
thing.
dangerous thing. So I guess we, you know, take take your poison, figure out what the right thing to do for you is. But I absolutely would take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
take,
ask me next week.
I will, I will. But I do think, and there's lots of people that are on this thing about vaccines and say we don't know enough about it, etc. But I just feel like if it will put me in a place where I can get back to a semblance of a normal life, I would do that readily. I really would.
All right. We'll have to do some coaching with me then about taking
Close
it.
your eyes.
Yeah. Oh, because I miss traveling and the
You're for it.
normalcy. The
No,
normalcy.
I know. It's hard to know what the right thing to do is, but I really am of the firm opinion that I would definitely have it as soon as I possibly can get it.
Did you go onto the website to see what number you were to receive it?
No, I didn't know I could do that.
Oh
Really,
yeah, I'll
where'd
send
you
you the
go?
link. It's like I was like number 14.1 million. I'll send that to you. I'll share it with everybody on Facebook later. Yeah, I was like, okay, well, it's the line is long and detailed, so not to
Yeah, but I
worry.
just heard you now. They're putting you back at
I
two
know they're like, wait, what did she say? I
200
mean, it's
million.
like, no, seriously, it was there's 144.1 million ahead of me. If you go to the newyorktimes.com, their opinion page, find your place in the vaccine line. And
Really?
yes, and you put yourself in there And oh yeah. hmm
Mm,
Stuart Thompson wrote the piece. And
okay.
yeah, so you put in your age and etc. Shout out to the New York Times. I used to work there. Anyway, it's just really interesting. So I invite all of you to definitely do that. Now, one thing I want to say is last week we had Leslie on, and we were talking about puppies and
Mhm.
adoption of dogs and cats. So our behind the scenes events manager, Jenna Natali, actually adopted a puppy on Sunday. She rescued a dog. However, the puppy is not from Bidewee. It's from another shelter, but they were so happy at Bidewee that she saved an animal. So I want to invite Jenna. Jenna, can you join us with Kodiak?
I
There she is.
Hi. Oh my God, look.
you guys.
Wait, let me see. Is Kodiak a boy or a girl?
Kodiak is a girl, and thank you for the introduction and for having me, ladies. This is so exciting.
Wait, so
So
let me see the eyes. It's two different color eyes, right?
Yes.
Oh,
she has there's a name for it, and it doesn't affect her vision at all. But she does have one blue eye and one brown eye with about 25%. One brown eye with 25% blue in it, which was kind of one of the reasons why I fell in love with her. And the funny thing is, my husband wasn't totally sold on her pictures, and we got the call and visited her. And it was love at first sight. We have no idea what she is. She's a Puerto Rican rescue. She could be anywhere from 35 to 45 pounds, we're thinking. I see a little pit in her,
How cute is she?
paws. Wait,
and I see
show
a
us a
lot of
paw.
love.
Because you can
So,
tell a lot from the paws.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
outlet. She's short and stocky. She's definitely built like a pitty, but we're not really sure. But I mean, and honestly, Allie, like you said, Leslie at Bidewee was amazing.
Yeah.
And we got to meet one cutie that was a pug, and we already had a pug, so we were looking for something new. And this little guy from Safe Haven Animal Rescue, we just got the call back after we thought we missed an opportunity. And I had no intentions of taking her home the same day we met her, but we actually are fosters at the moment because she's 3 months today. And when she gets spayed at 6 months, we are officially her parents.
Oh, that's so sweet. And it's funny because weren't you on some sort of a waiting list for a long time for?
Oh yeah, I was on a waiting list. We put in probably at the end of summer when we moved into our home, and didn't get a call back from a few different shelters. And with Safe Haven, we were sitting with them for a couple months, and we had put in for a few different babies, but never got a call back. And she just happened to open up. I guess whoever was interested didn't work out, and that's how we got our Kodiak.
So she's like an instant mood changer, right? So we're talking about in the beginning of the show, like all the different malaise and like I'm wearing sparkles and I got my hair done. But then we see the puppy and it's like, oh gosh, look
Oh,
at you.
And
She's
I can
so
say,
perfect.
as somebody who works, Allie knows I work with Allie, our 9 to 5, I like to say.
Our day job.
Right. And I probably sit at my desk 12 hours a day, which is really unhealthy and a habit I've been trying to break. And I get my 15-minute break outside with her. We go for our walks. And even when she sits in my lap. This is half of my Zoom meetings, to be perfectly honest with you.
All right, smile, everybody.
Oh, exactly. Ah, she's smart. Look, right
She
at you.
did.
So did you name her Kodiak or was that?
So, that was her adopted name. And it kind of, one of the reasons why we put in for her was, it's going to sound like a silly story, right? So my husband is a business owner. They own a trucking business, Lake Landscape and Mason, and a lot maintenance. And his pickup truck is really what he lives in between, for his 12-hour shift. And it's called Kodiak Brown. That's the color of the truck. It's a very rare color. So when we built our home, we actually had our new front door painted Kodiak brown because we loved the color so much and it matched our brown house. So when we found out her name was Kodiak, we were like, hey, it kind of seems like a sign.
It's a trifecta.
Story,
Yeah.
but she looks like a Cody, doesn't she?
She does look like a Cody. I love her. And I think this is a perfect time, Jane, to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you. Yes, indeed.
Hold on. Happy birthday.
Tomorrow.
I
You know,
have some champagne for you.
yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Throw it at me, or how are you getting it to me, babe? Are
Well,
you
don't worry,
gonna
I'll
drink
take care of it
for me?
for you. I'll save it, but I just, I couldn't let the evening go by without wishing you a happy birthday.
Thank you
And
so much.
I hope that the celebration is endless.
Well, I have my good friend Kimberly, who I was trying to get to come in here and say hello, but she's being camera shy,
Oh,
visiting. So she came to wish me a happy birthday. And of course, I live here with my friend Mary, who I used to work with at
yes,
NBC. And so we're going to have a small celebration tomorrow.
great.
And I mean very small because you can't have a big one. You know what's interesting is that traditionally I travel someplace on my birthday. Last year I was in Palm Springs. The year before I was in China. The year before that I was in Southern California. The year before that I was also in China. Then I was in Cuba. Like I like to go places for my birthday because when you have a December birthday, they kind of get lost in the shuffle.
Right.
And so you kind of go, okay, I'll just go, I'll just go travel someplace and have some fun. This year, for the first time in many years, I can't do that. And so I'm actually going to have to face it. Because in the past it was, I just won't be there. And it won't pass
And it won't catch me. Right.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I
Oh, there
totally
she
get
is,
that.
Kimberly. I'm just talking about you. Come and say hi.
Say hi.
She's being a little chicken.
Well, you girls go have a party. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
And
We will.
and I will toast you.
And to be clear, Jane, we can make parties anywhere. It doesn't matter where we
That's
are.
right.
So if you need a
Even-
party team, me and Allie got you.
I got yeah.
I'm good. The moment we're free, the moment we can do that, I'm
Yeah.
in.
We're doing that. Oh
I
no.
mean, I'm serious. Yeah, I just think, it's, don't you, I miss
Yes.
being around, you
I know.
guys.
I
miss
know.
it so much. But we will
are.
soon.
We will persevere.
And I'd love to have people that are watching, maybe just send us some ideas of things that they're doing that maybe even are creating new traditions this year.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a wonderful, maybe it's just a wonderful way of thinking about it. Let's talk about something that we're doing that's new and different
For sure.
and that will make us smile.
I agree.
Yeah.
Smile and sparkle.
Always.
Next week, we are wearing sparkles, by the way.
Yes, next week we're wearing sparkles. We're getting, we have a very, oh my gosh, we have makeup next Tuesday.
Yeah, I
A
can
makeup
fix it right
artist.
now. I was
joining
looking
us.
at the light and
I'm gonna go to her studio. I think I need like a thing. I need like a whole thing.
yeah, well,
just-
you better be sending the kits.
I need a thing. So yeah, we'll figure all that out. So until then, stay safe. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, darling. Thank you, everybody. Thank
Here's
you.
to you.
Meet
Mwah.
Kodiak.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Love and
Bye,
kisses.
everybody. See you
Good
next
night.
week. Good night.
Good
Bye.
night, ladies.
Bye, Jenna.
Thank you.